Welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, a little bit past 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Yes, 8 p.m., not 7. Why? Because it's members show. It is Sharpie's member show, and I got to go later because sometimes people on the West Coast got to make sure that those who have a chance at showing up, not all of us can be East Coasters. Well, this one almost all East Coasters. Not all of us, but almost all East Coasters. But either way, we go a little bit late so that other people can show up if they want to, do those types of things. And also tonight, being special, I am back to going live on Instagram. Usually I don't go Instagram, but today I did. I did that because I don't know. I just decided today I was going to do that. I did. But what makes the members show special? It's because many of you very often are out there chatting with me in the comments. That's awesome. I like that. However, you also can come on the show if you're a member. And I have on the show, we have the man himself, John McLaughlin, who actually came to one of my events. I appreciate. Came to many, and Daniel Donnelly comes to many of them too. And our returning champion, Andrea, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I now have 4 of you here, which is amazing. And I thought I'd start with a very upbeat thing. Like, why are we disappointed? I'm kidding. That was a joke. But usually I think people are, when they talk about disappointment, it tends to be a personal thing, right? I'm disappointed. I was going to do this thing. It failed. I was going to do that thing. It failed. But what I see now, and we lost John. He's like, I'm so disappointed. I'm out. So he left. He's disappointed. He's really disappointed. He's out. So what I see right now is a lot of people disappointed, particularly right now with Trump. I see that being true, but I also see a lot of people be disappointed on the opposite side also. I see people disappointed in the Democrats too, whether you're disappointed in like Hakeem Jeffries or whatever. Is that you? You got some static, John.
Yep. Can you hear me and see me?
I just muted you. Okay, let me unmute you.
All right, I'm good.
That's better. Okay, good. Yeah. So I also see Democrats being upset too, whether they have no leadership or whether they are, whether they're crazy, they're worried because crazy Mom Donnie's going to take over the party and become socialist. So I see disappointment on both sides, but then there's stuff that we talk about on the show often, which is people disappointed in their job prospects, people disappointed in their social groups, right? Whether they're having a girlfriend or a boyfriend or all those things. I see a lot of disappointment. I try to be upbeat and give advice and things on how to get better, but I see disappointment. Am I wrong here?
No, you're not wrong. I feel that there's a lot of people that are telling me that they're disappointed in the things that are happening in their personal lives, not just politically, but just in their personal lives.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like, I guess some of it is political because people aren't wanting to talk about their differences, and so they're disappointed.
Hold on. John, I'm muting you. I'm muting you because you have a lot of static. That's why I muted you. So when you want to talk, unmute when you want to talk. Otherwise, you got static. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrea.
A lot of people are disappointed because they're getting backlash from their family members or whomever for not having the same stance on certain issues.
Ooh.
And you know, I'm hearing it from people that they don't feel like they can speak their mind, that they feel self-censored.
This is an important piece, right? I agree with you. I think that people are now concerned more than ever on if I don't fit the right molds of the people around me, then I can't be friends with them. I can't hang out with them. I can't go to Thanksgiving dinner with them. I can't date them. I can't work with them. I see it constantly. I remember I'm at a deli in my neighborhood, and I see a woman. She's on a phone talking to her friend, and and I'm not joking. She literally says, "Hey, you know, my friend, she was trying to figure out. She was on a date whether she could date this guy, and she wanted to figure out, you know, how this guy feels about Elon." And I thought, that's what you're basing your dating on? Well, how someone feels about Elon Musk? I was like, that's of all the things you could pick, It's how a guy feels about Elon Musk. And that's right to your point, Andrea. That's right to your point. You're laughing, Daniel. Why? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, that is it's just preposterous. I mean,
Yes.
The whole
Yes.
thing about it is your political leanings the only thing interesting about you? Is that the
Yes.
only thing great about you?
Yes. Yes, I have no life other than whether or not I like Elon. That is my life. I base my self-worth on my feelings on Elon Musk. That is my self-worth. That's exactly what it is. Yes.
It's just absurd because, as you say, the person is possibly compromising a whole and happy future based on the current news cycle. So it's really absurd.
Yes. What if that person is a real good person? To your point, Daniel, what if that's the person's life partner sitting there ready to be there, and you're like, well, you didn't yell at Elon enough. Sorry, next. Right? I mean, you hate him, but you don't hate him enough. Like, you're on a hateometer, it's got to be a 7 or more. Otherwise, I can't see you. Right? Exactly.
Well, and why not focus on things that you actually have in common and talk about those things, and don't talk about the things that you don't have in common as much. I mean, you should, but focus on things that you have in common with that person. Make a relationship with them off of those things, not necessarily politics, but like what movies do you like, what music.
But here's a problem with that, and and it's going to be funny, but it's true. If I focus on that doesn't make good TikTok content. And I'm joking, but I'm not. Like, there's a thing, and I've seen it with a lot of people. And this is, I think, a problem with more women now than this used to be more of a male problem. Now it's much more of a women, you're equal now. It's your problem too. And that is, you're using your date or your girlfriend or boyfriend almost as a form of arm jewelry. So you've got to show them off. They're an accessory, if that makes any sense, right? And that used to be the joke of women. Oh, she's just arm jewelry for the powerful man. Those days, I mean, men still do that, but those days are over. That idea that only being friends is over. Women do it too, right? So now women want the right kind of man for their TikTok or for their Instagram or for their so-and-so. So women, I guess you win. Now you're as self-centered as we are.
Well, I do have to say my husband is my arm candy.
Oh, there we go. Exactly right. Yes. So now you've achieved equality. Well done. All superficial together. But that is my concern, though, that now how can I show off my boyfriend if he's gonna like drive a Tesla? I can't show him off, my friend. What will my friends think?
Think that he is conscious about his energy usage.
Oh, there we go. No, you don't get it, Angie. You don't get it. You don't get it.
No,
So,
I don't get it.
You don't get it. Let me grab a couple comments if I could. Mike Voss in the house. He says, disappointed in the wokeness of Hollywood, the indoctrination at colleges and high schools, the blind affirmation of youth to make life-altering changes. Disappointed is an understatement. Mike is not happy. Mike's not happy right now. I can tell he's not happy. But I'm not disappointed in Hollywood. I'm not. I was. Now to me, it's like I expected. My personal view is I'm actually happy Hollywood is collapsing. Like, I'm not even mad at it. I'm like, good, let it collapse. I would rather local small people come up with better ideas, better entertainment, better writing. And AI is going to allow people just to make a lot of good content on their own without having to go through the woke censors of Hollywood. And Hollywood never learns. And the reason why, those who don't know, people keep saying, well, Hollywood's losing a lot of money. The bosses aren't, because they get paid up front. It's all the other people who lose money, right? The people at the bottom of that chain lose money. And that's why you see places like Hollywood starting to dwindle. You're seeing people go to Atlanta, people go to Toronto. They're packing up. Hollywood's in trouble. I don't know. Does this drive you crazy? Are you upset about this?
Well, I'm upset that I can't go watch a movie and not be told what I should think.
Ooh.
Movies are there to entertain me, make me forget about the world for a couple hours and be
No,
entertained.
they're not. They're to virtue signal so you'll get straight with what you're supposed to think.
Well, if they didn't regurgitate the same movies and make them worse, then maybe they would be good.
That part has always bothered me, right? And the one I'm going to bring up that I have a personal issue with that bugs me is the Obi-Wan series. I don't know if you happen to see that one. Oh, John knows. He's laughing. Yes. That bothered me. Not because I didn't like Obi-Wan. I thought Obi-Wan was fine. I was happy with, the series. I didn't care about the concept. It's fine. But here's what bothered me is that it really wasn't about Obi-Wan. It was about the woman Black Jedi. Now, I'm not against the woman Black Jedi. I'm not at all. I think and I thought the story, for those of you who know it, it was actually an interesting concept. The concept, for those who don't know, is that one of the younglings survived when Anakin Skywalker came in and killed all the younglings. And it happened to be this young girl. She happened to survive it. And then from that survival, she plots for years to kill Darth Vader. Brilliant concept. I mean, it's a great storyline. I mean, like but then just do that. But you bait and switched me. It's Obi-Wan. No, it's not. It's Cool Black Jedi Chick. Then name it Cool Black Jedi Chick and make it a good movie. But they thought, oh, no. We have to force you, to your point, Andrea, we have to force you into liking this character. And they made it was a bust because of it. Just write the movie about her and make the movie about her. And we'll watch it if it's a good movie. But they had to make it dumb. I'm sorry. That's my personal pet peeve that they ruined it. But anyway. Go
Larry,
ahead.
That sounds also just like an issue of marketing. I mean, they had that time-tested name, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they just wanted to leverage that for this movie. So yes,
but
of course,
it's a bait and switch.
Sure, it disappoints expectations, which they
Correct.
should not do. But I can just see, in terms of marketing, they were like, yes, let's just slap some familiar name on it. So
I don't think so. I think they thought, wait a minute, if we do cool, they underestimate us. They thought if we put Black Jedi Chick, that we won't watch it. And it's not true. If you make good movies, we will watch them regardless of gender, regardless of race. If you remember back in the day, Blade was one of the most popular movie series back in the 90s. Blade was.
Right.
Wesley Snipes. He's a black vampire. And we loved it. We didn't care if he was black or not. Spawn, we didn't care. And go back before that, we watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, before Cosby got crazy. We used to watch Cosby, right? We didn't care. If it was a good show, we watched it. If you write a good movie and sadly, because the way they wrote it, she wasn't a cool Black Jedi. But if you'd have wrote Cool Black Jedi Chick, we would have watched it. We just want to watch good movies, good shows. We don't care. It dumbs us down, Daniel. It's insulting to me. That's why it bothers me. It's insulting. You can make an Obi-Wan series. We'll watch it. You're right, because people like Obi-Wan. But you can make a new one. It's okay. We can watch it. But to Andrea's point, they keep taking the old stuff. And I'll give you one more example. And I got some personal pet peeves here. Star Trek. All right. When you made Star Trek DS9, the series from the 90s, right? DS9. Again, you have you make a separate black character, a Captain Sisko. People love DS9. I watched it. Lots of people watched the show. They didn't say, we're going to make Captain Kirk, but now he's Mexican. They didn't do that, right? And now Spock is Asian, right? And now McCoy is a chick. They didn't do that. They just said, we're going to write new stories, and if they're good stories, people will watch them. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. This is your fault, Andrea. It's your fault. You got me ranting.
Well, do you think that what's happening in Hollywood is kind of reflecting in our personal spaces? So what we see in Hollywood or in the movies is virtue signal, virtue signal, virtue signal. And so then we're out in our personal spaces and our personal lives, and that's all we're doing as well. So do you think they're just reflecting off of each other?
I feel like there's a backlash, though. Am I wrong?
I have a backlash to it. I haven't been to the movies in probably 3 years.
Yeah. Go ahead, John.
Hey, can you hear me all right and stuff?
Yeah, go. Yeah, go.
I was just going to say, with movies not today, it wholly depends, because I actually went and saw Sinners. I'm not sure if you guys saw that movie or not. And it is almost like a whole black cast, which is fine. Yep. And it takes place Jim Crow South, 1930s. So you can imagine what those times were like. But I mean, I'm a white person. They didn't really there was political messaging, but there was not a blatant one that would just smack you right in the face.
So did you enjoy the movie or no?
It was amazing. It was probably one of the best movies of the year.
There we go. There we go.
Yep.
Maybe I need to go to the movies.
See, Andrea, he gave you a reason to go now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because all there really needs to be is a well-crafted story. Maybe the message is in there, and you'd have to use your brain to decipher it. But when they're just smacking surface level propaganda, we could easily catch on to that, and that's the reason why Hollywood is failing.
There we go.
Good writing.
Let me grab a couple of these. Kinsugi's in the house. She says, Red Fox loves Sanford and Son. She means Son. I agree. It was good. Sam says, DS9 was amazing. Avery Brooks, Ben Sisko, is an amazing actor who really sold the character. I think it was arguably the best captain leader in Trek Universe. Okay. Now you're making me angry. No, it's Captain Kirk. So Sisko's number 2, Sam. 2, not
I'm
number
Captain
1, number 2.
Picard all the way. Captain Picard. Sorry.
You guys are all wrong. No, Picard can be 2 if you want. I mean, I think he's 3, but that's fine. I'll take 2. Number 1's Kirk. Sorry, you're all wrong. It's true. That's it. But no, I appreciate it though. But that's my point. You can just write in new characters. If you write a good character, and Picard was a good character, right? If you look at Kirk, what I did like about the Next Generation in this regard is they didn't try to make a new Kirk.
No.
They just said, we're going to write a new captain. And Captain Picard is not Captain Kirk. They're different captains, right? Sisko is more Captain Kirk-like, right? More like him, but they're not the same character either. They wrote different characters. And the sad part is that's hard. So why would I want to write new good characters when I can just rehash the old ones? Yeah, absolutely.
It takes work and creativity.
Absolutely. Yes. Missy says, I can't take the woke crap. Okay. I'm a Family Ties fan. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what they do with that today. It was already attempting a bit of wokeness back in the 80s. Maybe, but I feel like whatever wokeness might have been in the 80s, I feel like it was just made. It was made for you not to push it down your throat, but for you to just see different things. That's kind of how I felt. I don't know. You guys feel the same way?
I enjoyed Family Ties. So it would be interesting if they made it today, because they probably make Michael J. Fox character a screaming liberal. But his parents were hippies, so would the whole family just be hippies?
Or they make him a 2-dimensional Trump supporter. Right? It might make him like a 2-dimensional Trump supporter. Everything's MAGA. He might be that guy, right? Wear the MAGA hat all day. Call everybody they make him Archie Bunker. Remember from the 70s? They make him Archie Bunker, but young. He'd be like a young Archie Bunker. They'd probably do that to him.
Instead of a young yuppie, he'd be a young Archie Bunker. Yeah.
Yes, they'd make him the buffoon, right? Yes. Mike says, now I have a voice for all the chat comments. True. Yes, absolutely true. Very good. He goes on to say, nice to see all your faces. That's the funny part about doing this show, is that people remember, oh, that's the guy who said the thing. Okay, I know that guy. Now they can come hunt you down. See that? That was the error. Now they can come hunt you down. Yes. William is not a Star Trek fan. He says it's Marxist propaganda.
Oh, my. I don't know about that one.
Well, I think there were parts of that became that way. The guy who started it, Gene Roddenberry, was absolutely a Marxist. But I think if you go to the first one, the original series, I don't see a Marxist piece at all. There's credits. There's, pieces to the Vietnam War. I don't think the first one has any Marxist propaganda at all in it. It's very much capitalistic, militaristic. It's not Marxist at all. The Next Generation became a little bit more. I think that's true. But I don't think that much. As it got, the more it went on, I think the more it became that. But I don't see it. I don't know. Are you guys Star Trek fans? Am I just preaching to nobody here? Are you guys Star Trek fans?
I watch Star Trek. I'm thinking back on it, and like the social issues and the other things, I can kind of see that now. Yeah, I can see that slightly. I didn't feel like it pushed my opinion one way or the other, but I
Okay.
can see.
For myself, I never got into Star Trek. I know some of these references, and for Star Wars, I was a fan of the original 3,
Mhm.
but they lost me at Jar Jar Binks. I never went.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not mad at you, Daniel. I get it. I'm not mad at you. I get it completely. John, you a
As-
Star Trek fan?
Yep, I was just gonna say I was a little bit of a fan. I saw some of the original series episodes, some of the old movies, but I didn't grow up watching Next Generation. And then, but I'm aware of like some of the references. And a touch on the Avery Brooks thing, real quick.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite movies that he was in was American History X.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, absolutely.
Yep. He was the principal. Yep.
Yep. He's a great actor. I agree. Adam says, same with the Acolyte. It could have been so good. And you know, this is the part that always bothers me. When you have a universe like the Star Trek or the Star Wars universe, sometimes fan fiction that some guy writes, you know, in his basement in his underwear is actually better than the stuff that Disney puts out. Yeah, I know. John's like, yeah, sometimes it's true. Because the guy who's writing that, he actually cares about the character. Like, not to Daniel's point, was like, okay, what's going to make the most cash? Let's lie to them, and then we'll bait and switch them, and we'll make a killing, these suckers. That's what Disney's thinking. But the guy who's sitting in his basement in his underwear is like, I love Avery Brooks. I'm going to make him good. He's doing that. So it might actually be better. He's not wrong. I don't know.
Well, I predict that the Hollywood as an industry, it is changing, and as you say, is constricting, but it will be around for some time, and it will be able to do well things like the big epics, the Ben-Hurs and
Oh, yes.
Mad Max, those kinds of big budget uh, films which require a lot of technical expertise and such. But you will get, and we are getting more top-notch fan fiction movies, which are sometimes crowd-funded and such.
Very
so we will see more of that. A move away from Hollywood as the focal point for this kind of fiction.
Yeah, I think this there are many scary things about AI, obviously, but I think one of the advantages of AI is it does allow people, individuals, to your point, Daniel, to make movies far better than they could before. So there is an advantage to it. It may democratize Hollywood, maybe, right? It could do that. I think it's possible. Yeah. So let me grab. I think I got some people who are a little bit upset here. Hold on, let me see if William is upset today. William is mad. William thinks that we're doing the wrong thing. He says, listen to them getting upset over movies. So tell me, William, what should we be upset about then? Tell us. Don't sit here and complain. Open your mouth. Tell us what we should be mad about. And I'll tell you if we are mad, because maybe we are. Maybe we're not. Tell us.
Bring out
I would say that I'm upset.
I'm not upset. I'm making a valid complaint, but I'm not sitting here crying about it.
No.
Well, I was crying, but that's fine. It's fine. I was the crybaby. Andrea, go ahead.
I would say that, I mean, there's a lot of other things in this political space to be upset about. And
Yes.
so if they want us to talk about other things like Epstein or let's say Pam Bondi or Bongino and those type of characters, we certainly can do that as well.
I think he does.
I'm
William
upset
said-
with those things as well.
William said it. He said Trump. Okay, so we're there. All right, we're good. William, we're gonna make William happy. Go ahead.
It should just be stated, though, that with all the problems in the world, and there always will be problems, people go to entertainment for escapism, and yet through this medium, this medium has been so politicized lately. So there's something to be said for the fact that the last refuge of our conscience is kind of under attack by certain influences. So
yeah, that's a valid point in that I feel like we went to movies and then we went to video games, right? And even now video games have made that shift. But I want to speak to this idea of Epstein, EpiPen. Sorry, EpiPen. We're on YouTube. I got to say that, otherwise I get canceled. EpiPen. I got to talk about EpiPen right now. And the reason why I want to say that is whether you care about, and I get how Trump gets mad and says, oh, no, why are you talking about EpiPen anymore? Here's the reason why. Because EpiPen symbolizes, whether you like it or not, or agree or whatever, he symbolizes the idea that the elites can get away with whatever they want. That's what he symbolizes. And people who, whether agree or whatever, people say, I thought Trump was going to be the guy who was going to be the equalizer. I thought he was going to be the guy who was going to, make things right. Isn't that what he said? He pitched it as he was going to get rid of all the JFK, RFK files, all the EpiPen files. He was going to do all of those files, let them all out. And I feel like he disappointed. This is a disappointment piece. So I'm with you, William. See, we do care. I feel like that's a big deal. Am I wrong?
No,
no,
you're not wrong. No.
It is a disappointment. Yes.
I think it's an utter shame.
Go ahead, Andrea.
It's an utter shame that when Trump got in office, that the same person that was prosecuting EpiPen was the same person prosecuting Diddy, and we had the same outcome. We didn't get justice, and we didn't see the elites get held into account for their actions. And I am very disappointed in that action, and I think that Maureen Comey needs to be fired.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? Okay, so you get rid of somebody. That doesn't solve not that they should be fired, but I feel like that's what they'll do. Like they'll take Pam Bondi and go, Pam Bondi, let's fire her or whatever, right? Or Dan Bongino will step down and he's done or whatever, right? They'll do something like that. And then they'll hope we'll forget about it. But in this one, I don't think we're going to forget about it. I would have never thought this. I didn't think this was going to happen. I would never thought that EpiPen would be that much of an albatross around Trump's, neck. Now, can he get around it? If anybody can, it is Trump. If anyone get around it, because Trump, his people who support him are very loyal. So if he can find a way to do his dodge, if anybody could, it's him. But I got to tell you, I'm not sure he can. I think he's going to have to do something. Someone's head's got to roll. Something, or he's got to come up with some magical reason on why not, or the ratings are going to bomb. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what he comes up with. I don't know.
I think Trump is the only one that can right this ship.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Why?
Because he is the one who promised us these things. So he's the one that needs to fix it. If he doesn't do something to fix it, then we're going to become more disappointed in the outcomes that are happening.
Yeah, that's a good point. Monkey See Monkey says Trump cannot get around this. I'm kind of with you. Go ahead, John.
Oh, I was just going to say, it'll be certainly tough to navigate politically, but what's the best options he has? He's just going to appoint two different people, and they're still not going to do the same thing.
Yes. Kim says, what makes me sick about all this, it's obvious Trump is in those files, and people are going to elect a PDF file. It's like selling their daughters. I'll pick two parts in this, Kim. Of course he's in it. That isn't the point. He was part of all those people. Everybody's in it because all the elites were in it. Does that mean he did something bad? I don't know. I'm not saying he did something bad. I don't know. But they're all in it because they were all hanging out with EpiPen was with everybody. So there's no doubt he's in it. The question is, did he do something that he shouldn't have done? That I'm not sure about. But here's the smart guy. The smartest guy of them all was RFK Jr. RFK Jr. came out last year and was like, yep, I was with Epstein. Here's what I did. Here's where I was. Here's how it worked. Here's everything. And people were like, oh, Epstein, blah, 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 blah. Now he's clean. He came out and said what happened. This is where I was, all that stuff. People are like, well, whatever. Now they forgot about it. Everybody else kept trying to hide it. And now it looks like RFK Jr. Now, I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't there. But it looks like RFK Jr. was kind of just hanging out with the cool kids and not doing anything he shouldn't have done. And now it looks like Trump was hanging out with the cool kids and maybe doing something he shouldn't have done.
That certainly is what it's looking like.
Yes.
I can't say if it's true or not, but just covering this up the way that they are, it really makes people feel that there might be something there on him. And again, I can't say if it is or not. So.
Absolutely. That's my concern. Go ahead.
Trump is playing this all wrong because he right now is saying, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. And of course, that is where people will fixate their attention. So,
yeah, I don't know. Mike says no. Mike says, Larry, the public will forget about it as it already had. No. Mike, I love you, brother. No. Steve Bannon is beating the drum, and Bannon has his pulse on MAGA. He does. Now, he doesn't run MAGA. I'm not saying that, but he has his pulse on America first. Like, he knows what's up. He's part of their world. So he's banging that drum. He goes on to say, it was dead until brought back for the election. I don't know. I was seeing EpiPen didn't take care of himself for a long time. Yes, a fringe will speak about it daily, but otherwise it will pass. Obviously, a deal will happen. Look, I can't see it. If there's a deal, here's the way there would be a deal. Trump will come out with some kind of plan saying there are certain people I can release because of this, and certain I can't because world's gonna end if I do. Right? He'll say something like that, and some heads will roll and say, "See, these were the bad ones. The other people, they're not, or they've done something, or I'm gonna pardon them, or whatever." He'll come up with something. If he does that, where enough, to Andrea's point, where enough people think or feel, it's actually feeling, enough people feel that enough elites have paid the price, then maybe. Otherwise, I don't see it.
Unless they come up with an extreme red herring to take our eye off the prize. So some
like
sort
what?
of event or news, something to keep our eyes off the prize. Something happening. Right, a distraction, like a black flag event.
Iran again? We bombing Iran again?
I hope not, but it could be. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy stories going on. So who knows which one is going to take off?
Right.
Let me grab a couple over on Rumble real fast. Phil, thank you for the $1. I love all these people. John knows
Phil,
his
we
stuff.
love you.
Yep. He says John knows his stuff. Andrea is the life of the party. And Daniel is the joy of the movement. Aww.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. He goes on to say, they suspended Secret Service agents, the deep state firing some low-level people to shift blame and cover up on a lot. Andrea is right. He needs to take out the people who came for him or nobody will. Yeah, I mean, I get they did. They fired some of these Secret Service guys. But is that really the thing? Like, are we like, okay, now we don't have to release the EpiPen files because we fired 6 Secret Service people? I'm not buying it. I don't know. Are you guys buying this?
No.
But to Andrea's point, around now, I would expect some kind of the Marines to make beachhead in Greenland or something like that to shift the attention away from this matter. So that is the playbook. That is the playbook. So
you're not wrong. So yes. So well, no. If we invade Greenland, this is it. They were watching this show right now. Someone in Trump campaign's going, Daniel, brilliant. Invade Greenland, brilliant. All right, call the Marines today. Yes. So if the Greenland people suffer, Daniel, it's your fault. Just so you know.
Your fault, Daniel.
It's all your fault. He did it. Yes. K-Sean says, not buying, shouldn't be selling. True. Absolutely true. Should not be. Yes. Leela says, we love you, Larry. Oh, thank you, Leela. I appreciate that. Yes. Matt says there is an insane backlash to the woke ideology being forced in movies today. I'm going to cover the backlash is everywhere. Backlash to the movies, but I'm going to go also, this is more to William's point. There's a backlash to Trump right now. And there's also, I think, a backlash internally to RFK Jr. What do I mean by this? I'm going to give you both of these. One, there's a lot of people right now who are only seeing obvious successes through RFK Jr., right? Assuming you like what he's doing, obviously. A lot of people don't like what he's doing. But assuming you are a Mahav person and you like what he's doing, that group of people is seeing a lot of successes. They're seeing their agenda being moved forward. They're seeing that, right? They're happy. But a lot of people who wanted Trump, they're not happy. A lot of people who voted for Trump, they wanted all the immigrants thrown out, all of them. They wanted kicking in doors. They wanted yanking people out, and they wanted them to get thrown out. They wanted that, and it's not happening. All they're doing is, if you look at what's actually happening, is they're not even at Obama numbers, I don't think yet. Like Obama still had higher deportation than Trump, and the way they're doing it looks terrible. Have you seen how it looks? Oh my God.
Did you hear about the Apache helicopter going to California to raid a pot farm?
Oh yes, that's right. Yes. I mean, God, like could you make it look worse? Like if I wanted it to look bad, I would say, do this, please. This is what you would do. It could not look worse. If what they should be doing is like going to like, I don't know, inner city drug dens and kicking those doors in, right? Then people are like, yeah, get the bad guy. Like people would get that. They'd be like, yeah, more drug guys, get them. Like America would be into that. Like they're watching an episode of Cops or something, right? But they're like, oh, is there a mom with a kid? Beat her up. Like, what are you thinking? Why are you beating the mom and the kid up? What are you doing? Right. It's terrible.
Maybe they should make it a reality show. Maybe they should, because that would be more transparent, wouldn't it?
Yes. No. I'm kind of with you on this one. I'm kind of with you. And then you'd know like who the agents are. The ICE agent would have his mask up and be like, another day getting people. Don't know if I could take this today. It's tough. I beat up 4 kids yesterday. Don't know if I can beat another one up. Right? Like, yes.
The cop-inspired show called Ice.
Oh, yes. Oh. It's called, yes, Ice. So good. So good. Yes, Andrea, brilliant. See, this happens. This was going to be your fault, Andrea. Daniel already got some ideas for Greenland. Andrea got the new Ice show. This happens. Oh, man. Right? Oh, my God. Yes.
Could you think of the theme song? We need a good theme song.
It wouldn't be Bad Boys. It would be young kids. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when I beat up your mom? Young kids. It'd be that. Yes. Yes. It would be that one instead. That could work. It's kind of catchy. Yes. That could be something. So yes. Phil says Dr. Phil is following ICE already. Maybe. That's right. Dr. Phil is doing the ride along.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, Andrea, maybe they're going to do your show.
Well, maybe I'll tune in.
You should get a cut. That's it. You should get a cut. I like it. Peace. Thank you for the 99 cents, brother. Super sticker. I appreciate it. Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much. So, let me walk down that road though. If there are people who wanted Trump to do this, and he's not. There are people who wanted the EpiPen files. They're not. People who wanted the wars ended. They're not. You're getting people who are saying, wait a minute, is this that Trump has been stopped by the deep state? Is it, I remember Mike Voss brought this up earlier, a couple months ago. He's like, the initial attack that Trump did is now being bogged down by the deep state, right? Is that what it is? Is the deep state now caught up and holding Trump back? Is that it? Or is Trump actually part of the deep state? Is he compromised in some way, right? Is that the issue? I'm not saying either way, I don't know. But I'm saying people are thinking that too. And on top of that now, internally, RFK Jr. is getting a bunch of, positive things. Well, if I'm Stephen Miller, I don't like RFK. I don't like the fact that he's getting wins and I'm not. I don't like the fact that everyone's starting to like him and not like me. I mean, Steve Miller, what an amazing, nice guy. Kidding, obviously. But anyway, yeah, thank you. He's terrible. Anyway, but in any case, he's probably not happy. I could see him trying to oust RFK or stab him in the back in some way or slow him down. I could see that. Am I doing my conspiracy theory here or no?
Well, I think that we had the same problem as we did in the first administration, but just less of it. But he still has people that are from the swamp in his cabinet.
Yes.
So we look at the chief of staff, and she's swampy swamp. Then we look at Brooke Rollins, she's swampy swamp. Right? Pam Bondi. You can see them all around him, and they're excluding Tulsi. So that's a problem. That's a problem.
Also, Larry, you in terms of the expectations being disappointed, a major one for Trump, a very consequential one, is the fiscal conservatism.
Yes,
Trump. I mean, we had the spectacle of Doge for the first 3 months of this administration.
I remember.
And all the wasteful spending, just so that they could come up with the big, beautiful bill and throw as much pork in it as possible. And that will be consequential because Elon Musk is proposing the establishment of a new political party, the America Party.
That's right.
So this betrayal of expectations, it could prove very consequential for Trump.
Yeah, what I liked about it, I remember the thing that I actually liked is Trump was one of the only presidents that I can remember in recent history who actually talked about the debt at all. He talked about it. RFK Jr. talked about the debt, right? I enjoyed the fact they talked about it. I thought it was nice. I thought it was a good sign that maybe they were going to move forward, right, and do something. And I'm happy that people now are talking about it. If you go back 5 years, no one talked about the debt. Only libertarians did. No one else did. If you weren't a libertarian, you even talk about the debt. Now let's say talk about it. So I think that is a positive thing that people are talking about it. But your point's a valid one, Daniel. I've said this before. If next year's budget, and I don't know if it's what's going to happen, I have hope. If next year's budget is the same or less, that's a win. I don't see that happening. I think next year's budget is going to be an explosion like all the rest. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I come back next year and go, man, Trump surprised me and the budget's lower. And I would say a win would be $1 lower. Just lower, because we haven't had a lower budget in, I don't know, my lifetime. When have we had a lower budget? I don't know if we ever had one, right? So if we actually had $1 less, I'd be like, Trump.
Yep.
Yes, I would take $1 less. But I don't see it. I think it's another valid point. I don't know. But the problem with the America Party, Daniel, is can the America Party move forward on the issue of debt? I don't know if Americans care enough.
I don't think they do. It doesn't affect them. In their everyday lives, it doesn't affect them. So if it doesn't affect them personally, it makes it hard for them to realize that it's actually a really big problem.
Yeah. Mike is talking in Tsugi. He says, give Trump a chance. Obama had 8 years. Trump has had 160 days with courts, states, cities fighting him every day, literally in many cases. I think it's valid. Except, Mike, I think you spoke about this before. What you're saying is valid. The problem is he overpromised. Trump was like, day 1, I'm ending everything. Day 2, the world changes. Day 5, America dominates the world. Day 6, everyone blows up at us. Like he was just like, everything is amazing. Like within 30 days, I'm going to end this and everything's going to be awesome. I think he overpromised. If he had actually said, and this is what I'll give Milei. Milei did not overpromise. Milei told Argentina, this next year is going to suck. He said that. He's like, this next year is going to suck. But then it's going to get good. But the next year is going to suck. He's like, we got to fix things. It's going to suck, but it's going to get good. And I think most people in Argentina now would say that his overall, even though there was pain, overall, Argentina is better off than it was. I think most Argentinians would agree with that. I don't know. Does anyone think I'm wrong on this? I feel like from what I see, he's still popular relative to others. He's not in trouble electorally yet. And I feel like overall he's winning. But he promised effectively. I think Trump didn't.
I would say
Well,
he lost. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was going to say he definitely lost it. He can keep his base support, guys like Mike, for sure. But the coalition that he brought on, I think they jumped off at the attacking Massey, the wars, all of that stuff.
Yeah, this is the problem with his coalition, right? Trump's coalition, which I give him credit for. Building that coalition was brilliant. That was brilliant, right? Whether it was him or his team or whoever thought of it, I mean, well done. That coalition is what got him the mandate for his victory. But that coalition was built on his cult of personality. It was built on his iron fist, right? His personality. If that personality fails or he fails, you're right. They bail, right? They bail. And I think a lot of libertarians are feeling that, right? Once he bombed Iran, how many libertarians walked away? Lots walked away. They're like, okay, done. Once Doge fell apart, libertarians like, I'm done, right? And now Elon's hating on him, so now the crypto bro is going to walk away, right? So he's losing crypto bros, he's losing libertarians, right? He's going to lose those guys. He still has Maha. Maha still likes him. They're still there because RFK Jr. is getting his stuff. Maha's still good in general. I mean, there's exceptions on, but in general, Maha's still there. But I don't know. Neocons are still with him because he bombed Iran. You bomb countries. Neocons like, yes, okay, we're bombing again. Whoo! Thought we might get rid of that. Now we're bombing again. Life is good. So they're bombing again. They're happy. And I think the issue though is the MAGA people, and this is what I think. This is to your earlier point, Andrea. A lot of the MAGA people, what made them feel good is their conspiracy theories. The cat even knows. The conspiracy cat's like, yeah, Larry, you're right. Yes, their conspiracy theories were acceptable because they knew that some of them were real. Like, so they were acceptable. Like you could say the conspiracy things in the MAGA world because damn, some of them were actually real, right? But if you went to the Democratic world, no, they're all wrong, lies, whatever. But MAGA was like, oh no, some of these are real. Okay, come on. And now when you want to have transparency to see if these things are real and you don't do it, MAGA gets mad. They want transparency. They want to know which of their conspiracy theories are real and which ones aren't. And you can't just go, EpiPen didn't off himself. No, that's not going to work. You got to be transparent and show everything. And then maybe they'll buy it. You don't show everything, they're not buying it. Duke of Heck says, bring back tarring and feathering for $2. Yes. Well, there's some people who could deserve that. Look, John's like, yeah, you're not wrong. So yeah, maybe not too bad. Not too bad. I'm not really sure. I'm with you. So no, I do think that people are disappointed in America in general. And let me keep going on this piece. Why is socialism so popular? Because unhappy people want socialism. That's the reason. Happy people don't want socialism. Unhappy people do.
Happy people just want to be left alone.
Yes. Because they're happy. Alone. Yeah, I'm happy.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Right.
You do you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it kind of should be the opposite. If you're unhappy, you definitely want to be left alone.
No, if you're unhappy, you want someone to solve your problem. If you're unhappy, you want people to join you in your pain. Right? Yep. Socialism is the best way to share your pain. There's not a better way. Like, that's the best way.
Yeah, because everybody gets poor.
Everybody's poor.
Everybody's poor.
Yeah. Only the
except
tip-top
for the elites.
Yeah. Bingo. They get to keep all they want. Everyone else gets poor. This is why people love Medicare for all. Medicare for all is not Medicare for all. It's Medicare for y'all. Y'all get Medicare. I get my private doctor. Y'all get Medicare. Good luck with that. Exactly. Good luck with that. Yeah, 100%.
You know, I'd probably go to the chieftain before I went to a doctor.
Ooh, that's interesting. How much will a chieftain cost? Does he take insurance?
You know what? They don't take insurance. They might take a goat.
Oh, a goat. Okay, there we go. As long as I don't have to be able to sacrifice it. That's all I'm worried about. I don't want to be able to sacrifice it. I don't want to do that. So yes. So Peace Logic is over on Rumble. He says, going back to my vacation, we'll be back next week. My mind feels refreshed. There is something to be said about watching too much news. It fries your brain. True. Love the Larry gang. Stay well. Oh, thank you, Peace. I'm glad. Yes. Look, I do watch a lot of news, and people tease me off and they say, Larry, when do you take a break? Almost never. It's true. Almost never. Because I'm always expected to know stuff. Always. So I've always got to be paying attention. I can guarantee you if there's like 2 days I don't watch the news, someone's like, Larry, what do you think about this thing? And I'm like, how am I supposed to know everything? The hard thing for me is when people have like a law or something, and they bring up the number of the law, and it's like some local thing in like Utah, and they go, what about Bill 772? I'm like, what? What do you? What? How would? What? What's wrong with you? You know about Bill 772? What do you do? You know whether or not you can have a green light on the third Thursday on the right-hand corner of the 7-Eleven. How would I know this?
You're supposed to know everything, Larry.
Everything.
You're the great Larry. You are the great Larry. You should know everything.
I should know every bill.
All hail Larry Sharpe.
I love that. Sounds amazing, but sadly, I am unable to know every bill in the outskirts of Salt Lake City. I don't know those. I can't do them all. But yes, I do get that a lot, 100%. So anyway, Robert says, I don't like this sterilization of media from the past. Media has always been political underpinnings in it because at the root of all entertainment is exploitation of the human condition. It's interesting. I'm not sure I buy. Look, how do I explain this? I don't think we're sterilizing media from the past. That's not how I see it. I see the opposite. I think that media is now, to Andrea's point, in many cases being sterilized because it has to follow a narrative. I'm not sure that was true in earlier media as much, particularly movies. TV kind of, like there was a thing that TV had to do because it was public. But you look at some of the, I feel like the golden age of movies was like the 70s and the 80s and 90s. Like that time frame is where like some of your classic movies come out. Classic tropes, I think, came out. I feel like TV was like 50s, 60s, where the classic tropes came out. But I think the classic tropes in movies came out like 70s and 80s. That's how I feel. I'm not sure. And I don't think exploitation. I think some of the best movies, why do you think they're exploitation?
No,
I don't know.
Exploration, he writes, Larry.
Oh, exploration.
Exploration, yes.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you for that exploration. Yeah, I would buy that. I stand corrected, Robert. You're right. Yes. There we go. See? Daniel saved me. That was it. That was good. I do agree. Yeah, go ahead.
I do think that they are sterilizing past media because they're just picking and choosing the history to point on. They're only choosing the things that go with their narrative. They're not going to choose anything that is not part of their narrative. So if it disproves them, they're not talking about it. So I do believe they're sterilizing it. Not quite 1984, but picking and choosing.
Well, look, I understand why somebody might look back at, for example, I use this one often as the old TV show Kung Fu. That TV show from the 70s had David Carradine play an Asian guy, right? So like the white guy, because you can't get like there were no Asian actors in the 1970s, or you couldn't have got, I don't know, Bruce Lee. Like you couldn't have got like an Asian actor, Jackie Chan. You couldn't have got one, right? So they picked a white guy to play an Asian guy on TV because they didn't think they could have an Asian lead. And the best that Bruce Lee could get was he could be the sidekick in the Green Hornet. That's the best he could be in the 70s. So I get that mindset that you would say, well, look, that's how it was. Okay, I get it. But that doesn't mean you now have to go back and rewash that. You can just make different stories. And I also don't want to push, and this is the other thing I'll bring up. You look at someplace like Star Trek. Star Trek, the one episode I bring up all the time was the AI episode. For those of you who remember that episode, the AI was called M5. That was the name of the AI, and it was an AI that they attached it to the ship, and it ran the ship, right? And it ran the ship better than Captain Kirk, right? And the guy who made it, Professor Daystrom, this is 1967. He was black. Unheard of in 1967. So TV did do some groundbreaking things, right? The first interracial kiss on TV was Kirk and Uhura. That was the first interracial kiss on TV. I think TV did some good stuff in the past. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
So, JJ says, he says, unfortunately, those who want to win defeats those who want to be left alone. I'm not sure. Want to win defeats. I'm not sure what that means. Thank you for the $1, JJ, but I know what you're talking about. Sorry. I'm not sure what that means. Go ahead, Daniel.
I was just saying that even going back further, I know that academics who talk about race relations tend to write negatively about Amos and Andy.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of describe as well, just casting black people in an unfavorable light. But if you actually watch those old episodes, no, they talk about black people being doctors and being architects,
yes,
and such. So they were. It was kind of like the Cosby Show of its time.
Yeah, I remember. I remember it was Colin Powell, and he wrote a book in the 90s called My American Journey. I read the book back in the day, and he said that, to your point, and he mentioned Amos and Andy. He said, I would rather have Amos and Andy on TV than Cops. And he said, even though Amos and Andy had racist tropes in it, at least it showed a black family.
Right.
And I was like, that's true, right? I think that's true.
Yeah. I read that autobiography as well. Very, very impactful.
Yes. A couple things I remember he talked about. He talked about when he was stuck, when he got stuck for a pit in Vietnam, went through his foot. And also he talks, I remember, about his dad, recognizing when his dad became old.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I remember that piece. Yes. And for those of you who remember, he remembered that for the first, when his father came from a trip and he went to grab his father's bags and his father let him. He was like, okay, dad's old. That's what he said. He's like, that's when he realized, okay, wow, my dad's getting old. He's going to let me carry his bags. Years ago, he'd never let me carry his bags. Now he will. Okay, dad's getting old. I still remember that still. I still remember that from that book. And that's what, I read that book 30 years ago now? Maybe, not even sure. So, yeah. Anyway, let's keep moving if we can. Let's see here. People going back and forth here in the chat, not even about us. They don't even care what we're saying. They're talking to each other. They don't even care. Like, whatever. Is there a show up? We don't even know. We don't even care. We don't care. They're going back and forth. So, yes.
As long as they feed the algorithm.
Keep feeding it, guys. Don't stop. Kintsugi says, Larry is just omniscient, I guess. I am indeed. It's true. It's true. Yes. Grace says, CNN will tell you what you should know and be extra sanctimonious about informing you. She's right. And I've said this all the time. I actually prefer MSNBC to CNN. Because at least MSNBC is like, no, we're lefties. We hate the Republicans. They're terrible. We hate them. They're all bad. Every conservative's evil. We're lefties. That's who we are. Just accept it. You don't like it? Why are you watching? That's MSNBC, right? But CNN's like, no, we're above that. We're above that. We are so above these MSNBC people. And they're the same. And that's why I can't stand the sanctimoniousness of CNN. Just be a lefty. Just stop. Just be who you are. It's fine. I'm not mad at you. Just be you. I can't stand it. I'm with you. I agree. Joel says a real politician would never admit to not knowing. That's why I fail. That's why I fail. That's it. I can't. That's the whole reason why I fail. So, any case, let me move to the other part if I could. And this is us being disappointed in, and I'm going to use the generational piece. Gen Z, Gen Alpha, millennials, and the blame that so many people put on boomers. You see it all the time. Oh, the boomers took everything. The boomers screwed everything up. The boomers did this. And now I have nothing. And this goes back to the socialism piece, which is people are so unhappy and disappointed in what was supposed to happen that they're like, you owe me, right? A lot of people get mad at the Gen Zers and millennials go, these guys have a sense of entitlement. You're not wrong. And I kind of get it. They were told for decades, just go to school, get good grades, go to college, go to a good college, get good grades. And when you get out, there's going to be two things ready for you. A super hot spouse, any way you like it, is going to be there. And an amazing job is going to be there too for 6 figures behind a computer. You won't have to work hard and you'll be able to work out every day and sleep with your hot spouse whenever you want and have kids and whatever you want and maybe live in Manhattan in a penthouse. Like they were told all these things. And it was all bullshit. John, you're nodding your head. Am I right?
Yep. Because it was actually a clip that I saw the other day. It was from the movie Accepted. And that movie is about college acceptance. And the dad in the movie is like, if you want to graduate, you go to college. If you want to get a good job, you go to college. I'm like, 20 years later, that is a way to be successful. That is not the only way. So, all that's hitting because we were told that, like, okay, we go to college and we're going to be earning money and we'll be living the life. No. They just,
well, even Gen X was taught that too. We were told that if you want to have a good job, that you need to go to college and do this and that. But there was also people that went a different route and decided to go to the trades, and they had a good career. They have a great career. Some are better off than the people that went to college. But we were also told that life is hard in the beginning. And I don't know if they were given the expectation, Gen Z and Gen Alpha were given that expectation that in the beginning, when you start adulthood, life is hard and you have to work your way up. And also now you
let me touch that piece, Andrea. This is the problem with college versus, and this has been a male thing for years, is the concept of a rite of passage, right? When you hit a certain age, depending upon whatever culture you're from, the male is supposed to go do the thing, whatever the thing is. It's a hard thing. And then they become a man because you did the thing. You've rite of passage. For many people, young men, that was very often their first job. For men like me, it was boot camp. It was the military, right? But it was something like that. It was hard. It was challenging. When you went to college back in the day in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, it was brutal. College was brutal when you went to college. Now what we're told is college is to have fun and to experience and to do blah, blah, blah. So what do? We teach our kids the opposite, Andrea. We teach our kids that once you graduate high school, it's just more fun. And you do it on debt. Just have debt. Debt is fine. You'll have lots of it. And just have fun and be up here and enjoy and do all the things. So we teach them the opposite. And I think now all of a sudden they get out and they're like, wait, I got to pay rent. What? What, I got bills? What? No. Where's my hot spouse? Where's my job with 6 figures? I don't, what? And now they're pissed.
Well, and also another thing that they're not told is the cost of living has gone up because now it's an expectation that you're going to have 2 incomes in a household. So a single income really does not cut the bacon.
Yes. And the problem is when they were in college, they didn't have to worry about anything. So they went out and they spent $6 on a latte and who cared, right? And they sat around and didn't have to work very hard. And college doesn't care. They don't teach anything anyway. So they just, they don't care if you pass, whatever. You get a C, whatever. They don't care, whatever. That kind of stuff, right? Half of them use ChatGPT anyway now. So it doesn't even matter, right? And then all of a sudden they leave and they're like, why can't I still go out and spend $6 on a latte every day? Well, because you got to pay rent. Yes, because you got student loans. Yes, you can't spend $6 on a latte every day anymore. But I feel like they were taught, or not taught, they were trained. Maybe it's a better way. They were trained that this is my lifestyle. Being an adult is spending $6 on a latte, getting my avocado toast every Saturday afternoon, hanging out with my friends, looking for hot people to have sex with, and protesting every now and then on whatever side of the aisle I want to protest. And that's
I will
life.
tell you, in my early 20s, when I would ride the train home in Chicago, I was ecstatic when I knew I had hot dogs in my refrigerator versus eating a peanut butter and jelly or top ramen. That was the highlight of my day. I get Oscar Mayer.
There we go. I love it. I love it. Yes. I look, my first job was a Marine. So I was happy when I was able to sleep in a bed. Like I was like, yes, I got a bed. Yeah. Life is good. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I was in Marine Corps, we had barracks. So it wasn't like we didn't have rooms. Like I lived in an open squad bay. I was in the ground side. I wasn't on the air side had rooms, but the ground side, we all lived in a big barracks. Like we had bunk beds. Like from, you see like the movie, like Full Metal Jacket, right? I was in the ground side. That's where I lived. I lived in a squad bay. That's where I lived in the open barracks, open squad bay. So when I got a room, when I moved to the air wing, I'm like, I got a room? Killing it. Killing it. I'm agreeing with you. I remember that tremendously. By the way, Leela happens to like hot dogs. So she's with you.
I do like hot dogs. Even though I'm keto, I still eat hot dogs, just not the bun.
Yes, I agree. Well, they do have keto buns, by the way. You know that, right?
Yeah, I just stay away from them.
Yeah, I don't eat the bun either. I actually like hot dogs in the morning with eggs and sauerkraut and mustard.
I'll have to try that one, Larry.
Yes,
I will try it.
Yes, I do like that. That's one of my favorites. I do, and I of course try to get the organic hot dogs whenever I can. I try to eat well. I try, not always, but I mean, Oscar Mayer is delicious, and so Sabret. They are delicious. Just saying.
I'm a Central New Yorker, so I got to go my Hoffman's.
Oh yes, also good too. Yes, agreed. Yes, absolutely. So Mike says I worked 3 jobs through college. Slacker. Still left with some debt. Paid it off too. Kids today can do it too. They just don't want to. They need to wake up to harsh reality of life, coddle too much. Let me give you a pushback on this one, Mike. It isn't they don't want to. I mean, they don't, but that isn't the issue. They feel they're not supposed to. They feel like they're not supposed to. They've been coddled. Your point's a valid one. They've been coddled. It isn't they don't want to. I mean, they don't, but they feel like I don't have to. Why should I? That's not how college works. Right? I got to spend far more time protesting stuff and worrying about my pronouns than anything else. Right? I gotta figure out what flag I am. That's way more important than like working. Right? Which flag am I today? Which is the whatever? I got to figure that one out. Am I really pansexual? Not sure. That's far more important. So yeah.
With the rising costs of college as well, that doesn't help them either. So it makes it more difficult to pay back because it's just an astronomical number, which is just ludicrous. So that's part of the problem too.
Yes.
And you're guaranteed by the government too.
That's why it's so expensive. As you've heard me say 1,000 times, the way to fix this is to make the actual colleges just finance their own debt. If the colleges finance their own debt, you will watch the prices come down, and they'll have to teach you something. Absolutely.
But how will the government have their hand in the cookie jar, Larry? Sorry, Larry.
I'll be Jerry for you. I don't mind. just give me a little bit of Jerry Seinfeld's money. That's all I want. A little cut. You can call me Jerry all day long. In fact, for all of Jerry's money, I will change my name to Jerry. So, you know, I will literally change my name. I will become Jerry Sharpe. I will become Jerry Sharpe. If you give me Seinfeld's money, I am Jerry Sharpe tomorrow. Done deal. That's it. And I will yell at anyone who calls me Larry. That's what I will do. I will yell at you if you call me Larry, if you give me his money, 100%. So yes. Matt says you can make a hell of a lot of lattes at home with a bag of coffee and a gallon of milk. True. He's not wrong. Absolutely true. But then, see, here's the problem. How can I be seen as cool on my TikTok or Instagram? You didn't think about that, did you, Matt? See, Matt wasn't thinking.
Buy a reusable cup. Buy a reusable cup.
How can I be seen as cool on TikTok? And well, you could, you know what? Hold on. If you got the appropriate cool Stanley cup that's cool for the day, then maybe, right? But it depends on which
Sharpe Way cut.
A Sharpe Way cup's the best of all of them.
That's even better. That's even better.
That's the best of all of them. Absolutely. Yes. So Rich says basic college became overrated. Not just that. It became expected. It became expected. Phil, thank you for $2. He goes, a local community college doubled in 10 years. I didn't know that. Is that right? Wow.
So much for the Excelsior program.
I remember Excelsior. Yes. Cuomo told us he gave us free college.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. He didn't. He lied. I know you, Daniel's shocked. What? Cuomo lied? Never. I know he's your hero, Daniel. I know he's your hero. And I'm sorry that I've broken your image of him, but it's true. He did lie on that one thing.
The value isn't there. So
yes.
If the value isn't there, then how is it a good deal? It's not.
It's not. They're getting
crap degrees that mean nothing.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, and worse yet, in a way, the value is lost by government subsidies, in the sense that back in my grandparents' time, only around 20% of Americans went to college. Nowadays, with the bachelor's degree being underwritten by government subsidized here in New York, the bachelor's is like now this generation's high school diploma.
Yeah.
Which means that to get real value out of that endeavor, you have to go through to a graduate degree. So there's that shift upwards because of government's intervention.
But the sad part is
the
actual market doesn't see value in the master's degree. That's the problem, right? The government sees value in master's degree. Academia sees value in master's degree. And to some extent, some of the larger organizations, more traditional organizations, some of them do. But any newer or smaller or more advanced company, they don't see value in master's degree at all. They're like, yeah, whatever. They don't care. It's you spent the money and then whatever. I know people who have 2 master's degrees, and can't find a job. And they come to me and they say, Larry, I got 2 master's degrees. I go, okay. They go, yeah, they got to pay for that. No, they don't. You did. You got to pay for not them. They're not going to pay for that. They didn't ask you to go. You just went thinking that they're going to have to pay for it. They're not paying for it. And people are shocked. They're angry. This goes back to your point earlier, John. People were told that the more educated you get, the more valuable you are to the market. It's not true.
Yep.
The more things you've done is the more valuable you are to the market, not the more education you have. Now, again, there's exceptions. Government will pay you more if you have a higher education. And if you want to be licensed by the state, you got to get educated, right? You want to be an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor. If you want to be an accountant, right? Those types of things that are being licensed by the state, you have to get education. I get it. Makes total sense. But if you're not being licensed by the state, not as important as people think. That's just my view. Maybe I'm off on this one. So,
well, if you think about it, now to get a basic entry job, you have to have a bachelor's degree. But when I was in my 20s, we were getting jobs at a bank as a teller and stuff. And I have a friend that still works at that bank, and she's now the VP of finance. Tell me how she's not making it. She did great with no college. She has a high school diploma.
Yes, I know guys now who are in the tech field, making bank, no college degree. Mm-hmm. No college degree, making bank. Why? Because what they learned was, and nowadays you're seeing this in the tech world specifically. You guys know what hackathons are? No. Hackathons, yes, hackathons are a thing. If you go to a tech school in some, like an MIT or whatever tech type of school you go to, they have hackathons, which means companies go to the schools on a weekend and say, here's a problem, fix it for free. So they say, here's a problem, fix it for free. And some people go, I'm not working for free. Those people don't get jobs. A bunch of kids go, I got you. Get my bros together. Let's fix it. They fix the problem. Boom. They get hired out of college. That's how they're hiring people now, through hackathons. Here's a problem, fix it. And they give them only a weekend. You get a weekend. That's what you get. That's why it's called a hackathon. You get 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. By Sunday, what's your answer? We don't have one. Have a nice day. Good luck. Glad you guys work for nothing. Too bad. Oh, you solved the problem? Holy crap. You're all hired. Mm-hmm. Done. And now that seems crazy, but that goes back to my point. Can you do something? Right? The other problem that I think a lot of people have, particularly in the, probably more of the Gen Z, because of how they were raised, is that they don't have much initiative. which is called, by the way, now in today's world, agency. I don't know why they call it agency. That's a phrase that HR people are using, agency.
Right.
You have to have more agency. I say that means you have to have more of an entrepreneurial mindset, right? Can I go get something done? Can I go do something? That kind of thing, right? And a lot of people just wait to be told to do. Say again?
Gumption, to have gumption.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do I see a problem and will I fix it? Or will I just go, someone else will fix that?
Talking
Someone
about
else will fix that.
gumption, like my friend who was a teller, she had gumption to take the next leap and the next leap and the next leap. It wasn't like it was handed to them. So that's another expectation that people don't have, is they have an expectation everything's going to be handed to you. You have to reach out and take it. You have to ask for it. You have to achieve it.
I got to tell you, I've been trying to raise my daughters, in a way that makes them do things. And one of the things I've done is, most parents to this day, they set up play dates for their kids. It's a common thing. Most parents do that. It's a common thing. I won't. I literally say, you want to see your friend? Call her. You want to see your friend? Set it up. You set it up. I make them set it up. I go, why are you here by yourself? What do you mean? Why are you here? Well, I want to see my friend. Did you call your friend? Well, did you ask her to come over? Are you going over? Why aren't you seeing her? Like I bring, and now they just set things up on their own without me. That's how I'm trying to get them to start doing things. There's no when they were like 12 or 13 years old. I was doing it when they were younger, right? If you're my age or older, you remember there was no parent to set your play date up.
No.
You went on people's house, knocked on the door. Can Johnny play?
We just roamed the streets, Larry.
Yes.
We just roamed the streets.
Can Stevie? I remember. I tell a story. Me and my. I did some stupid stuff, obviously, as most people did. Luckily, there was no internet back then, so there's no worries. But so we would be out on Halloween night or something stupid, and we decided, this is back in the day when cars had antennas for the radio, and if anyone was dumb enough to keep their antenna up, we would snap the antenna off and use it as a weapon to fight other kids.
Oh, man.
So stupid. Like we could knock our eyes out, stab each other. We did not care. We were just dumb kids. That's what happens when you're 16. It's just stupid. Yes. So yeah. So back in the day, now they don't have that, but back in the day, someone left their antenna up. That's a weapon for me now because I'm 16 and that makes all the sense in the world. What could possibly go wrong besides me poking someone's eye out and me going to jail? Besides that, what could possibly go wrong? So yes, I also did roam the streets, and we used to fire fireworks into people's yards. But I think one of the best pranks I did, one of the best pranks is, and that was not harmful, is we'd find somebody that we wanted to tease, and we go into their driveway, and we pick up their car and make it go sideways in the driveway. So they wake up in the morning and be like, what? What? Like the car will be sideways in the driveway.
So not cow tipping as we have around here, but car tipping.
Well, kind of. We would literally just pick the car up and move it. Like there are like 6 of us. Like pick the car up and turn it. So like if the driveway's this way, the car would be this way. It had to drive over their lawn to get over because we just moved the car. I know it's dumb, but it was fun, I guess, when I was a kid. It made sense. But yeah, anyway. So yes, Andrea, a long silly story to tell you that I also roamed the streets as a kid. That was a thing that we did. Yes. Anyway, so William says Vandal of the Year. Not sure I'd go that far, William. I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it, but
you're gonna poke your eye out, kid.
Yeah, I can poke your eye out, kid. That was me. I was the kid who would poke your eye out. True. Mike says, it was fun times, Larry. I recall rubber band guns. Yes. Rubber band and a broomstick. Yes. And running the street shooting each other. Age 12 yes. I remember, by the way, stickball. I actually played stickball in the Bronx. I remember playing stickball in the Bronx. I do. So yes, back in the day. And of course, smashing people's windows open because we played in the middle of the street and the ball would go in someone's window. Of course. Yes.
Going back to happiness, Larry, do you think that because we had a fulfilled and happy childhood, that made us well-rounded, happier adults?
I like that. I don't think our life was happy. Hold on. I don't think it was because we had happy childhoods. I think it's because we had actual childhoods.
That's
meaning
true.
that we actually learned stuff, that we actually had problems, that we fell down and scraped our knee, right? That we learned how to ride a bike, that we did things like that. And I know it's like I'm that old man. Back in my day, we scraped the knee and we liked it. I'm that guy now. But my point being, I feel like we had to find reasons to do things. I remember once, it's a true story. Once, my father did not want me in the house on the weekends at all. Did not want me in the house. He would like give me $5 on Saturday and say, I don't want to see you till dinner. Just go. I don't want to, just get out. Right. And he made me go out. Didn't know what I was doing. He didn't care. I had to find things to do. Knock on the front doors of my friends. I used to play baseball. We do pick up baseball, pick up basketball. Someone had a football, whatever. We used to play handball against the courthouse. I lived by a courthouse in the Bronx, and the courthouse was closed on weekends. So we could play handball against the courthouse walls, right? We do that too. Whatever. We just do stuff, right? We'd find answers. Handballs used to cost 20 cents. I remember. So I'd go get a handball because we lose them in the sewer all the time. If you have to play in the city, you lose your handballs. That's a thing. You lose your handballs in the sewer. So you have to go buy new handballs and you lose them in the sewer. So anyway, we would go do that kind of stuff. And one day I went to my dad. He's like, why in the house? He goes, I'm bored. There's nothing to do. He goes, oh, you got nothing to do? I'll give you something to do. And he made me work the entire day. And I was like, I will never do that ever again. I will find something to do. I was gone. He had me cleaning and banging and the whole day. I was like, never again. He taught me that lesson the hard way. I'm like, never again. But my point, Andrea, is that we had that type of childhood where we discovered things, we figured things out. I think it made us more resilient when we got older. I look at my daughter's peer groups, and when my daughter is 15, the other one is 21. Look at the peer group and how I raised my daughters. I tried to raise them like me to the best of my ability. I mean, obviously I can't do it perfectly, but to the best of my ability. And when I look at my daughters relative to others, and obviously I'm a proud father, so take that for whatever it is, but I see my daughters having a lot more resilience than their peer group. And also when things go wrong, they respond better. They don't immediately act like the world's ending or the world's against them, right? And many of their friends do. Like the second thing goes wrong, it's, I can't believe how hard my life is. Everything about me is terrible. I'm the main character of the world, right? So I do see that. Anyway, Andrea, I went long, but does it make sense?
Yeah. Well, and coming back to that too, do you think that Gen X also had the freedom to be a child? And so maybe we enjoy the freedom more than, let's say, the younger generation, because they were kind of ruled under lock and key because of lockdowns. But we had the freedom to go out and be children.
I think the issue that shows that is the TV show Stranger Things. When you see the kids who came out with the bikes outside, they're doing things outside and such. That is like another world for kids today. Like they're like, what, huh? What was that, like 1902? I can't imagine. They had bikes back then? Like they can't even imagine what happened. Hey, Grandpa, was that you? Dude, that was me, not Grandpa. Shut up. Like that's what's going on. I really think that's interesting. That I think it's true, but I think it's obvious that makes any sense that society has changed, right? And it's not the kids' fault, which is why I know a lot of people get mad at the Gen Zs or whatever, millennials. A lot of this is cultural. It isn't their fault. They grew up as kids, right? They didn't have control of they did not have control of their childhood, right? They were kids. Society, I mean, I don't know what I would have done if I had a phone at 10, right? If I had a cell phone at 10 years old, if I was raised on an iPad, I don't know. Go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, I think with each generation, they have lost like a little bit of freedom. Like you just said, technology, maybe dangers in the world. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Dave says that's it with children of today. Kids can't bike by themselves today. They also have to wear helmets. True. We didn't wear helmets. I didn't wear a helmet.
We survived.
I didn't wear a helmet. Yeah. I didn't wear a helmet. No, I don't. I rarely even put my hands on the steering wheel. I usually rode while I was driving like this because I was a cool guy. I was a cool kid. I used to ride a bike with my hands in the air because I was showing how cool I was. Thought I was a cool kid. So
trying to impress the ladies, Larry.
I thought the girlies would like me. They didn't, but I thought they would. I absolutely did. Like, I'm a cool kid. Look at me. I don't have to put my hands on everything. Yeah, I completely agree. And then I remember I fell crossing railroad tracks
Uh,
because I
Ouch.
thought I was the coolest guy. I was not, but I thought I was. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Michelle says no helmet plus ramp. We lived. True.
Yep.
Absolutely
Homemade ramp
true.
at that. Homemade
Correct.
ramp.
yeah.
Yes. And we always overestimated our Evel Knievel skills. That is true. We always overestimated. Absolutely true. Yes. 100%. Robert says Americans had not felt the full weight of deindustrialization and sending major portions of American manufacturing to foreign countries in the 70s and 80s. It's a valid point. I think
true.
you still had, I remember like people who had regular jobs and there were still stay-at-home moms, right? That was still a thing in the 70s, 80s. You could actually have a regular job, not a high-powered, finance hedge fund manager. You have a regular job and you could have a stay-at-home mom if you wanted one. It was okay. I knew a lot of people that I knew, they had a mom who was home at least when they were little. Right. Not always but very often, at least when they were little. It's a valid point. But I think even with that, though, as things got tougher in that regard, the 80s is when that began to change. Right. In the 80s is when you had many more women in the workforce by the 80s. Right. You had that movie Working Girl, which was about, women trying to make it in the finance world and stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I don't think that. The problem was that was the era of latchkey kids. And I was a latchkey kid. My mom worked, right? My mom worked. I had a babysitter sometimes when I was real little. And then when I got older, I didn't. And our babysitter were people in our building. Right? We had one woman, I remember, I think she was Puerto Rican, I think. And she had a kid too. And she wanted to stay home with her kid. So what she would do is she would watch a lot of neighbor kids. So she could afford now to stay home. That was her way of, and most of the time, all we did was bring food. So like her fridge was packed because everybody would come over and bring food. And so I guess we didn't pay her much. I assume I was a kid. I don't remember. I assume we didn't pay her much because I remember every time we'd show up with tons of food. So people would cook and then bring food to our house, and all the kids at the school would all go to her apartment. I lived in a big apartment building when I was in the Bronx. So we'd all go to her apartment, and that's where we stayed because my parents were working. So yeah. So even with that, Robert, if you have two parents working, I think you can still have a community. You can still have a childhood, right? I walked to school when I was 6. I'm not joking. I was 6 years old. I walked to school in the Bronx, in the South Bronx, in the 70s. This was not an amazing neighborhood, and somehow I didn't die. So, I mean, I don't think I died. I didn't die. So yes, absolutely. So, yeah.
By the way, Larry, it is worth mentioning that with the modern kids, there's a whole new kind of marketing directed at them in the sense that we all carry these around, these cellulars, smartphones, which you're carrying the Library of Alexandria in your back pocket.
True.
But what do these kids get? They get those little games where they're just distracting them, trying to get clicks, doing microtransactions. And that is more the pity because these devices, I mean, there's no going back on this technology. There's no squirting the milk back up the udder. But these kids are using them
udder. I like that.
Right, they are using these for games and little silly chats, and more the pity because you could learn skill or foreign language for free with these devices, but they are just using them for games because that is the marketing directed at the kids.
Yes, and that's I think that ChatGPT and AI, I think is similar. I think you're finding people use it not for the reasons that we would like. You literally now with the internet, with ChatGPT, with the YouTube, you can learn anything you want, Daniel. You're right. If I want to be a welder or I want to be a doctor, I could learn how to do either of those with YouTube and ChatGPT combined, some form of AI as my tutor or guidance, and then YouTube with all the videos and such, I could learn to be anything. There's something I couldn't learn to be. You could easily make that happen. And most of us, what are they doing? You're right. They're on Instagram going, how do I look, sweetheart? They're doing that instead, trying to get clicks or thirst traps so people will, click likes or something like that. I completely agree. Or worse, they're going to the next level, which is they're going to the OnlyFans. Oh, I'm gonna get banned now. OF, sorry, OF. They're going to solo cooling devices. There we go. I gotta speak baby talk. They're going there and saying, let me show my goodies, and I'll make money on that. Why? You got the Library of Alexandria in your back pocket, like Daniel said. Why are you looking for clicks when you could be building something amazing? And I agree. I am worried about that. I push my daughters into creating. It's very important for me. I tell them to create. Whatever you do, create something. I don't care how you do it, just create. And I say that because in this world, we're all consumers, but if you don't create, you're only a consumer. Yeah. But if you also create, you're a creator and a consumer. And those are the people who are going to survive and thrive. The people who both create and consume. If you just consume, to your point, Daniel, you're just someone doing microtransactions. That's all you're doing and trying to get clout. But it's the second piece I want to bring up here, which as you see, I'm doing it now. I think we can't just have these kind of parasocial relationships. And I tell this story often because it really affected me. My daughter, when she was probably 12 or so, she's like a YouTuber named PewDiePie. PewDiePie was very popular back in the day. He's not as popular now. People still know who he is, but he was like he was like the #1 YouTube guy for a while, maybe 10 years ago, give or take, something like that. He was top guy. And she was watching him, He was watching someone else play a video game, and she was watching him. And I said, I didn't get it. Like, why are you, what? So I asked her, I said, what are you doing? And she said, well, Dad, I feel like I'm watching it with him. And boy, was that a wake-up call for me. I was like, got it. Okay, this guy is now my daughter's friend. That's not good because he has no idea who she is. She's got an imaginary friend right now. That's not good. I got to fix this. So I started making sure that I knew who PewDiePie was, and I watched with her instead. And I taught her to watch the stuff with other people, to watch together, to make this a social piece. Then I asked her to start her own channel. Then I asked her to start doing artwork. So I had her start creating, right? Creating and then joining. And my kids used to love playing Roblox and Minecraft. Those two things they love playing. So I was like, okay, I'm getting a Minecraft account and I'm getting a Roblox account. I'm getting both. And you want to play, you can play. But we're going to play together in the living room or together in the dining room, and the whole family plays together. So now it's like a game night. So even though we're still playing, we're all together. I went out of my way to make that happen. And then I had my oldest daughter create stuff in Minecraft, build stuff in Minecraft. So I could see her begin to create. That was the only way. If you're a parent now and you don't somehow make this happen, I cannot see how the kids are going to do well. It's so tough. Anyway, I yapped away. Go ahead, guys. I apologize.
Well, and those that create can fix, right? So you're building problem-solving skills by creating something. So if you don't have problem-solving skills, you can't fix things.
I'm gonna steal that and give you literally no credit. That's awesome. I'm act like I made it up myself. Like, yeah, if you can create things, you can fix things. Made it up myself. So I'm gonna tell everybody. So yes, yeah, I'm so smart. No, Andrew did not tell me that. I made it up myself. That's what I'm gonna say. Yes, that's very good. I like that. I think it's true. Yes, Dave says social media is a dopamine hit. Yes,
it is. Yeah.
Yes,
it is.
And you heard me talk about happiness before. This was your other piece, Andrea. People who are happy don't seek as much pleasure. People who are not happy constantly seek pleasure. So the more unhappy you are, the more you seek that dopamine hit, right? The more you seek it because you're unhappy. You're trying to satisfy that urge or that need. I completely agree. Yes. Yeah.
So do you think that's why people aren't partnering is because they're looking for pleasure instead of commitment?
I'm going to talk about a couple things on this one. One of them, I think, is the problem, and this goes back to my idea of saying now women are as superficial as men now that I brought up earlier. For a lot of people, I think they only care about how the person makes them feel only and how the person looks. They're not looking for a connection. They're looking for a partnership, not a connection. So if I want a partner, well, then I'm judging them on all types of things. If I'm looking for a connection, I want that connection more than anything. I think that's an issue. So who's beating your dogs over there, man? Someone's beating your dogs up?
They're just wanting to get out.
Oh, okay. I thought you beat. I'm like, guy, I thought your dog sitting, your dog beating. Oh my God. So,
by the way, Larry, I was glad when you acknowledged a cat meowing before, because I was like, is that my head or what?
Yes. No, you're going crazy, Daniel. There's no cat. What are you talking about? There's no cat.
Pickles wanted to say hello. That's all.
You take your meds, Daniel? Take your meds? Yes. There's no cat. What are you talking about? So, yes. Rich wants me to show my goodies, I think. He says, goodies. I guess I got to show my goodies on OF. So, anyway, make some cash. You never know. You never know.
I think John has the puppies that go with those rainbows.
Oh, he does. He's the socialist. He's going to give us rainbows and puppies. We've got them all. That's all we need. That is all we need. I like that. So Mike is playing boomer today. He's like, youth today are temporary and trivial. You kids, get off my lawn. Get off my lawn, you whippersnappers. Back in my day in the Korean War, we made men.
He's not that much older than you. Come on.
That's Mike right now. Mike's doing when I hit the beach on Omaha Beach, that's when we was men. That's it. So youth today are temporary and trivial because they were not given, in fact, taught to avoid and fight everything of substance. It's a generation of dependence, which birth of a generation of slaves. I'm going to go the opposite, Mike. And I'm going to say something that's going to sound terrible. But I think if we go to a fascist state, it's Gen Z and Gen Alpha that will build the camps. They are the ones who will build the camps. And they will build the camps not because they're a generation of slaves, because they're a generation of those who feel they were cheated. They believe that they are owed. They will be vengeful. They will be horribly vengeful. If this country goes into a fascist state, it will be Gen Z that will run it. They will be the people with armbands. They will be the ones who build the camps. And they will put everyone else in it because they will be vengeful. They will be angry and vengeful, just like the Italians were, and the Germans were, and the Spanish were, and the Russians were. When they had to turn around, it was their turn. They were vengeful. And I could see it. So I go the opposite. They're not going to be slaves. They're going to enslave. They will be the slavers, not the slaves, because they will be vengeful, because they feel cheated. I don't know, am I wrong on this, guys? Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong.
Well, in a way, they'll be the slaves, but the slaves to the system. So,
oh, I like that. Look at Andrea.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I can't, I don't see Gen X building camps. I don't see boomers building camps. Boomers fought against the camps, right? I don't see that at all. I don't see millennials either. Millennials still think that's wrong and bad. They still care about these things. But Gen Z, I mean, they're ready to build the camps. And they are not even pair bonding at all. Gen Z, men and women, do not like camps at all. They're all authoritarian. Gen Z women are authoritarian left. Gen Z men are authoritarian right. But they're both authoritarian. They don't care. They're ready to build the camps. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like they are.
Can we get them to meet in the middle somewhere?
I would love that, Andrea. Help me out with that one. Help me out with that one.
They just need to talk about the things they have in common. Come on. Stop talking about the things.
Their hatred of Gen X? That's it. They all hate Gen
we're
X.
supposed to be the forgotten generation. Just leave us alone. I want to be forgotten. Leave me alone.
There we go. So Mike likes what you said. He says, good point, Andrea. Creation is an expression of thought, like speech. If thought's restricted, so is the person and their life. True. Rich does not like Roblox. He gave me all caps. He said Roblox is dangerous. He gave me all caps on that one. Damn. Okay. He is serious. Rich, please tell me why. I thought Roblox was fun. We used to play like little obstacle course with my kids, and then we used to play like little games where like you go to high school and gotta like get grades and stuff and like dress up, and that was what we. I have 2 girls, so we weren't like doing shoot 'em up games. It's not a thing. Shit, like they like let's go get puppies. Like literally, there was one like a pet adoption game we played, and we had to like give her a puppy milk or something. I forgot what it was, but I was just enjoying my kids. I don't care. But yeah, I didn't see dangerous. I saw like puppies in high school. I don't know. What game you playing? I'm worried. I don't know. You're nodding your head, John. Is Roblox dangerous?
Would have no clue, but
No, Rich.
Dangerous. I could take his word for it. It could be dangerous.
I mean, Rich may be talking about those online interactions. That if you're playing with, a bunch of strangers, you could have.
Oh yes.
Like, those kinds of interactions. So
this is why Dad played with that, because that did happen sometimes. Right. See, Dad was there. So when the bullies came in to bully my daughters, I bullied the shit out of them. So I was actually canceling a couple of games. I'm not joking. They threw me out a couple games because somebody would bully my kids and I would just hammer them like that. I mean, my kids were like 9 and they're like 12. So I'm a grown ass adult. I'm going to burn you badly if you're 12. Like, so you come at my kid, I'm burning you horribly. Right. So I actually got canceled a couple of times because it's okay. Then that's true. It can be dangerous, but that's why Dad was there, to make sure it wasn't dangerous. So if somebody was talking some trash, Dad was able to step up and make sure it didn't happen. So yes, I did get canceled. Have a couple of shows.
Didn't they say that there were child predators on those types of games talking to kids? I think maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, there are some, and also kids can be cruel.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Kids can be horribly cruel, right?
Absolutely.
So, but that was why I was there. My kids weren't alone. They could play however they want to play, but Dad was there, and then go, Dad, this guy's bullying me. I get over there, see him bullying, and I would just slaughter him horribly. Just insult him, insult his mom, all kind of horrible stuff. I'm not joking. I would do horrible insults, tear up his family, call him all kind of names, and I would bully them until they left the server. Like I would bully them until they left the server.
Don't mess with your kid.
I am proud of that. I'm not ashamed. I'll tell the world that I would bully your kid. Some guy bullied my kid on the server. It was me. I did it. It was me.
Someone is going to totally just chop that up, Larry. They're going to chop it up and make it short.
Let them. All good. I stand by what I said.
Just never drop your tag name, your Roblox tag name.
Oh, I will not. No. And it's not Larry Sharpe, so yeah. Not that. It's not. You won't find that one. I mean, maybe, but it's not me. So yes, it's not Larry Sharpe. So yes. Lunatic in the house. I'll give it $20, my friend. In the house, why is everything not an option? Why is everything an option? F the gov. F society in its current state. I'm not fighting you. F race bait. Yep. F programming. Yep. I mean, like, yes on all the things. Correct. We're all nodding our heads. You got us all. Mm-hmm. Skills, knowledge, wisdom. Yep. Those that have delivered souls to all the gods know. Those that have delivered souls to all the gods know. I'm not sure what that last part meant, but you got me with the rest of it. The last part, I'm not sure where that goes.
I don't know if I've delivered souls, but
I'm not sure.
Maybe Larry did when he was bullying those 12-year-olds.
I might have. It's possible. It's possible. If you remember, there's a cool part in the movie Full Metal Jacket when the drill instructor is saying, Jesus loves Marines. God loves Marines because we keep heaven full of souls. So he says that. We keep sending him fresh souls. Yes, kind of funny, but I did not do that. But yes, I get his point. So any case, I think everything's an option, Lunatic, except, and this goes to your programming piece. I think people are programmed to not accept certain options. Right? So I can't accept the option because I've been programmed to make that as not a real thing, right? I can't see that. I can't accept it. And I think it is programming. The more, though, to Andrea's point, the more that you create, the more that you build on your own, the more you are open to not being programmed, if that, or at least recognizing the programming, if nothing else, right? At least recognizing it and maybe choosing to stay in the programming if it makes sense for you at that time. Because sometimes you still have the program. Depends on what you're doing, who you're talking to, but it should be a choice that you decide, okay, no, I'm gonna stay in the programming. I'm good. So yes.
Yeah, creative people think outside of the box.
There we go. Yes, I agree. I agree. And I think that's an important piece. So, all righty. Oh, yeah. Mike says, I love our Lee Ermey, but he passed, sadly. He did pass.
Yep.
Yeah, he actually was a Vietnam vet. Yeah, he actually did pass. So, yes. So, there we go. All righty. Let's see if I can go down. There's so many of these. Okay. Kintsugi says, I come back and Larry's talking about bullying kids. True, Kintsugi. Good timing. Good timing.
You came in at a good point.
Perfect time. And Phil says, Larry Sharpe fights with kids. His opposition, probably. True. True. Hey, at least I got some press. Something.
And we wonder why they're not happy, Larry.
There we go. Because I'm bullying them all the time. That's it.
It's all your fault.
My fault. Shelly says, Tamagotchi often disappeared when my daughter was sleeping. Really? Interesting. I'm sorry, what did you say, John?
Oh, I was just going to say, honestly, the tagline, not a deal breaker with probably some people.
That's true. Somebody like Larry Sharpe fights with kids. Yeah, vote for that guy. Does he like really whip their ass? Beats the hell out of them. Yes. 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 Well, I have said publicly, sometimes young boys do need an ass whipping. It's just true. Sometimes they could use one. Some young boys could use one. Just saying. Some could.
I think some children need the belt. I would agree.
Saying. Some do. Yes. Shelly says, Tamagotchi often disappeared when my daughter was sleeping. You guys remember what that was?
Yep.
Yes.
Do you guys know what that means?
Yeah.
Tamagotchi was like, it was like a little baby that you would like to have to touch and deal with so that it would grow.
Digital pet.
It was a digital pet. Yes.
Right.
It was like a little.
Tamago means egg, and chi is like cute or little. So it basically means eggy in Japanese.
Oh, okay. I remember the first generation available in the United States, at least, had it was like a little independent device you held, and it had the little program you had to feed the Tamagotchi and put it to rest and such. And then when my son's time, my son who was born in 2009, they had him on the smartphone as an app. It was an app. So my son had a Tamagotchi, and but after about like a week or two, he was like, "Oh, this thing is always asking for food and asking for water and babe. Just delete it, Dad. Delete it." So I was like, "Oh my God, he has euthanized his Tamagotchi."
What you should have said is, you keep asking for food and stuff too. I'm gonna delete you. So you just said, "Why don't you get out?" You didn't you eat yesterday? You ate yesterday, right? Now you want to eat again? What's wrong with you? Now you want to sleep? Get out. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, but my son euthanized his Tamagotchi.
There we go. Hopefully he was gentle. That's what I'm saying. I hope he was. So Lunatic, back $50. Thank you, my friend. Fear is the mind killer. It is. Those with the wisdom of the most terrible know. The soft society has created the nonsense. Never intimidated, never isolated. If war ever taught me anything, warriors know. Dollars mean nothing. Cooperation means all. Team. Now, the piece I'm going to bring up here is, there's a big piece he's bringing up here, which is, if society is soft, it allows for strong men with bad intentions to take over, right? Which is why you always want to make sure that you have a weak society with not very good family bonds, with no weapons. We don't want that, obviously, right? None of that stuff. And it does set the culture up for a strong man to take over. I think he's right, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so.
There is a reason why, right? I remember someone talking about The reason why humans can be manipulated is because they understand the future. What does that mean? Some animals aren't sentient enough to really understand the future. They can't think about the future. So you can't like intimidate them in that regard. You can only at the moment scare them. That's it. But humans get the future. And because of that, we also know our mortality. Because of that, we can be controlled. And fear can control you. And I think this is his point. If we are afraid, we stop thinking. It kills our mind. We stop thinking. And then we're just easily controlled, right? Do this or else this will happen to you or your friends or your family, or do this or you're fired, right? Do this or I won't like you. Do this or I'll cancel your YouTube account, right? Do this or. And I think that fear part makes us not think. And we then sometimes act and put ourselves in a spot that we don't like at all. And I think there's an old saying, the man who has nothing to lose is the most dangerous. Right? Because that guy, you can't fear that guy. He's not afraid. I'm gonna lose. Right? That's why you always see the bad guy, the most harshest guy in the movie, the hero is always the guy, they killed my family, right? Now I'm gonna get them all because they killed his family and nothing to lose. So now he's gonna go kill everybody and whatever. The Punisher. He's the Punisher all of a sudden now because they killed his family. So now I can go kill everybody. And at that point, you have no fear.
Well,
You've
isn't
lost
that
everything.
what Wolverine did? Wolverine lost everything.
Yes.
He was
True.
vicious.
Yes. Yes. Because at that point, what do you fear? If you've lost everything, what do you fear? Good point. Thanks for that, Lunatic. I appreciate it. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to grab a couple more of these. I have a bunch of people who are popping up here. So, all righty. Robert says, America built the middle class for the boomer generation. And now the government's snatching the bag back. They're saying if you can't get it from your parents, you just won't get it. Sadly, there's some truth to that. In other words, you're seeing a lot. This is a time when boomers have far more money than anybody else, and they're the ones who are going to decide to give it out or not. I think there's some truth to that. That's not, I mean, I think that's a little simplified, but I think it is based on something real. Am I wrong?
Well, and we have the haves and have-nots even in the boomer generation, but
True.
I would say that there are plenty of them that seem to be on the selfish side, but there are also lots that are giving. So I think you take a portion of them and they're bad, take a portion of them and they're good, and you know, sometimes the bad just kind of make the most waves.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense. So they get the most attention.
Kim says, vote for Larry. He'll play Roblox with your kids. I will not. That's absolutely not true. Kim, that is absolutely not true. I will not. I play Roblox with my kids, not yours. Nah, I bully your kids. You don't want me to play with your kids. I will bully your kids
in their place.
Yeah, your kids will be bullied off the server and never come back. That's what I'm saying. You don't want that. So no, I play with my kids. I defend my kids only. That's where I am. So yes, that's it. So, all righty. Let's see here. Ingrid says, what would be an example of a weak society that a strong man has taken over because of weak family structures? Good question. Can I think of one that's happened recently? I guess the most obvious one would probably be Germany of the 1930s. And I would say that because you had a massive amount of dead men from World War I. You had a school system that was set up specifically to push young men into the service and into factories, set up in the 1800s. So I think that might be one of them, perhaps, would be one, maybe. I think the second piece you would find would be American slavery, as they broke up the family of the Africans who came over here to make sure they would be weak and broken. I think maybe that would be one. Maybe even I would also argue Latino and Black gangs in America today, and particularly the last 30 years. As you break up the family, gangs, strong men within the neighborhoods take over often. You see some of that in the cartels, but not as much as you see most of it here in America, where strong people take over. That would be my gut, where I would say that kind of society. When you have fatherless societies, when you have broken families, young men rush towards any strong man leader And then young women are going to go towards those men. So I think that's an issue. I don't know. Anyone else want to touch this one?
I was just going to say the World War II point. I was just going to say it was after World War One that society was beaten down by everything.
Yes.
And that was why they're like, you know what? Just like we were in 2010s, we turned to a strong man.
Yeah.
And they got manipulated.
Absolutely. So Kintsugi says, is the answer to fear just acceptance? Stoicism. I don't think it's acceptance. I guess it could be. Depends how you look at acceptance. You have to kind of accept where you are to move forward, but you don't want to accept that you have to stay there, right? You have to accept, okay, here is where I am now, but I need to get to this other place. You don't want to say, here is where I am, and I'm stuck here forever. So I'm not sure if stoicism is the answer. I would say that the answer to fear is to think. That's the one thing, right? A piece I use often is when someone has a problem, I ask them the 3 questions. And that is the thing that's happening to you permanent? Meaning, can it never go away ever? Is it here for good forever? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but I ask that question. Second, is it pervasive? Meaning, does it affect every aspect of your life or just one aspect? Or does it affect every aspect of your life? Is this something that affects everything you do or not? Sometimes it does, sometimes not. And lastly, is it personal? Does someone do it to you? Is it to get you, to affect you? And it only affects you only. If the answer to all 3 is yes, that's a serious issue. You're screwed. And some of it's true. Like if you got cancer and it's permanent and it's stage 4 and it affects everything you do, that's it. That's real. But most of the time, the problems you have are not all 3 of those. The 3 Ps are not all 3, in which case you can move on. You can move on. If those 3 things are not true, you can move on. If those three things are true, maybe then it's stoicism. Maybe then it's acceptance. Because if those things are true, you're in trouble. Like that's the end if that's true. So I don't judge. I ask. And if you go, yes, it's permanent. Yes, it's pervasive. Yes, it's just me. Okay, we're in trouble. Let's accept this and be stoic and move on. I think then it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't say that. That's just my view. So let me grab a couple more of this if I can. Phil says, everyone, what's the best Liberty movie, best song? Ooh, Liberty movie and best song. All right, who wants to take that one?
For the movie is The Matrix.
Ooh, I like that. Matrix.
Oh, that's
okay,
a good one.
Hands down
Yep.
is The Matrix.
Okay.
Best song, I would have to think about that.
Okay. John, I can't hear you, muted.
My bad.
Go ahead.
I was going to say to Daniel's point with The Matrix, they actually is a new song that just got released by this band, Ice Nine Kills.
Mm-hmm.
And they released a song called The Great Unknown, basically about the Matrix.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I like that. Okay. Andrea?
I don't know what the best movie would be. Liberty movie. I guess Braveheart. That would be a really good one for me. And then,
Okay.
you know, just because we're American, I want to stick with Dennis Leary, and I'm a a-hole. That fits
like
my
that.
personality to a T. So
I like that. That's good. All right. I got to figure out movie and song. Song, I'm going to go Mr. Roboto by Styx from the 70s. Because it was about a guy breaking away from the AI robots. So I like that when he was breaking away. That's the song Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. He's thanking Mr. Roboto for letting him escape. Kilroy escapes from the Matrix of the day, the 70s, which was a bunch of AI robots. So I'm gonna go with that one. So see, I got the Matrix thing in there, kinda, right? Kinda. And then movie. Saving Private Ryan.
ooh, that's a good one.
And the reason is at the end, they voluntarily chose to sacrifice their lives when they didn't have to. That's the ultimate libertarianism. You voluntarily decide to sacrifice. You voluntarily decide to do something for a greater good. People always think that libertarianism is about being selfish. It isn't. It's about voluntarism. Yep. Right? You can be selfish if you want to, but you don't have to be. It is about voluntarily doing the thing that you want to do for your reason. And sometimes you'll get together. Sometimes you'll be socialistic if you want to. You can be. The Amish are libertarian. They're voluntarily socialist. Yep. I'm going to go with Saving Private Ryan because at the end, they all die. If you remember at the end of the movie, the old guy comes back to their graves and brings his family and goes, did I do good? Right? You guys saved my life. You volunteered because they could have left. Remember? They chose to stay.
Yes.
They could have left. They said, no, we will stay. And at the end, he says, did I do good? So he then paid it forward. Again, he had no obligation. He could have been like, thanks, guys, suckers, bye. He could have. He didn't do that. He said, I remember, I'm going to voluntarily do the right thing. And I think libertarianism is about voluntarily doing the right thing. So that's why I'm going to go there. So hope I answered your question, Phil. All right. Lunatic goes for $10. Thank you. USA, no value of life, only dollars. I just did Saving Private Ryan, Lunatic. What are you talking about? What are you doing? I just said that. Only image, but not conviction. No principle through actions. Not sure. Jens versus OG. Oh, gotcha. Young versus OG. I gotcha. Okay, on the street. Okay. I got what you're saying with that. 300, no retreat, no surrender. Principles are lost. Conviction is lost. Free equals no control. Yeah, okay. Let me touch a couple of these. The idea that you would think that there's no value of life is just not true, right? Our culture sometimes does go to dollars first. Agreed. But individual people value life a lot. I think it's a little bit gone too far. The image is important. Valid. I was talking about, the TikTok and valid, true, valid. No principle through actions. There are lots of examples of that working. Yes. And then the YNs versus OG in the street. No, they're joining each other, dude. They're joining. The OGs still run the street. It's still true. 300 was also people who died with no retreat, correct? But they all died. So there was like no one left to go back and tell a story like Saving Private Ryan. So my story's better than yours. Yes. So yes, principles are lost. Convictions lost. I think you're exaggerating. I think you're right. There's less of them. I would agree, but not lost. I think you've gone too far. This is my view. What do you guys think? Nobody likes you. Lunatic. You're wrong. Sorry. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, that sounds about right. I mean, I saw Saving Private Ryan in the theater. That was a long time ago, but
yep.
I do remember that they more so, if I remember correctly, they when they were trying to rescue Ryan, they encountered German
a machine gun
troops, right? And they had the choice to bypass it, but the captain insisted that they attack it and such because he was like, "Hey, we have to clear these beaches for the troops coming behind us." So
yep. And they lost their medic.
Right.
Yep, they lost their medic. Their medic got shot up by the machine gun. I remember. Yes, absolutely. So, I guess that's what we got then. All righty. Ingrid noticed that me and Mike thought the same thing. She's like, interesting perspectives. Yeah. Well, me and Mike are both Marines, so we thought the same way. We literally thought exactly the same way. 100%. Phil says, Larry's saying America has daddy issues. Yes, I am. Yes. Yes, I am.
I would not disagree.
Correct. Thank you. America has daddy issues. Yes, absolutely true. Yes, 100%. So we do have daddy issues. I'd like us to fix it, but yeah. Anyway, so let me keep moving on here if I can. Oh, someone agreed with you. Lily says, Braveheart, she's with you. Yes, she's with you. So you did. Someone agreed with you. So that was kind of cool. All righty, if I can grab a couple of these. Lily goes, good one. She likes that. That's all good. Sam says, Subdivisions by Rush. Yes, also good one.
Yeah.
Also good. That's also good. Mike says Pink Floyd The Wall. Yes. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. We don't need any of that. That's true. Teacher,
I like the dark sarcasm though.
Yes, but we don't need it in the classroom.
Okay.
That's
I gotta learn somewhere.
Yes. Well, at home. You can get that crap at home. Sure. Yes. Kim goes, yes, The Wall. Lita says Styx was amazing. Yes, it says Styx is spelled with a Y, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Styx.
You're right.
It is because the river Styx is where that comes from. The river Styx from it. Yes, I think that's true. So Anyway, that was pretty interesting. All right. Mike says, and hear me out, Pink Floyd Animals album. One of these days, I'm going to cut you to little pieces. Lesser known, great song.
I don't know if I know that song.
I don't know it.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Lunatic goes on and say, Taps will always be the great movie song. Movie song. You mean the movie Taps? Or Taps like going to bed trumpet taps? The movie Taps were pretty good. You guys see the movie Taps from the 80s? Yeah, the movie Taps is about actually a very young, oh my God. Who's the guy who plays in Mission Impossible?
Tom Cruise.
Thank you. Young Tom Cruise is in it. A couple of the guys, famous young actors, are in it. And it's about, the movie's about a ROTC school, like a ROTC school, a military school is going to be shut down. And they don't want to be shut down. They don't take it. So they literally go and raid an armory. Yes, they're kids. They're like all teenagers. They raid an armory and then barricade the school and set it up to where they're gonna fight it out. They're like, you're not taking us to school. I'm gonna fight it out. And they have to bring the National Guard in because these guys literally like they have RPGs, machine guns. They set it all up like we're not, and they have to bring officers in to negotiate with like the ROTC kids. They're like, no, we're not leaving. I guess you're killing us. Because we're not leaving. So it's a very interesting movie. So I don't know if you meant that or not. It was a decent movie. And if you want to see that, it is Taps from the 80s. Interesting flick. You see a very young Tom Cruise. Interesting movie. I don't want to give you the ending because I don't want to take it away. But it wasn't an ending that you would think. That's what I'll say. It's not even one. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. All righty. Phil says, no sooner did Larry mention Private Ryan when Ryan Murphy showed up.
Hey, Ryan.
Ryan showed up. You know, you call him and he shows. I have magic powers. So yes, here we go. I have magic powers. It is true. Yes. All righty. Let's see here. Kim says, teacher, leave those kids alone. Yes. Absolutely. Phil says, America has an overbearing mother, and now we're all gay. Damn, is that what happened? Is that what happened? All right. That's what happened. I was wondering why I was gay. That's the reason. Okay. That's the reason. Okay. Sam says, I have to agree with John. Best libertarian movie is The Matrix. There we go. Yes. Mike says, yes, Taps is good. Tom Cruise. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. Ryan says, Venom by Eminem is a good movie song. Okay. There we go. Wow, people like Taps. We liked it too. Yes. Ryan says, wasn't George C. Scott? Yes, he was. In fact, I think if I remember right, he's the guy who brought him on, and then he passed away. And when he passed away, they were gonna like shut the school down, and then that's it. Yeah. And Phil says Tom Cruise was a nutcase in that. He was. I won't give it away, but Tom Cruise was a nutcase. He was like a hardcore, like, we're gonna get them all, we're gonna take them all, we don't care. He was that guy. I mean, not that he isn't that way normally. So
So you're saying he's always been. Yeah. He's always been in that case then.
Yeah. He wasn't stretching that role very much. He wasn't. He was going to play himself. It's true. Yes. Joel says, I just IMDb'd it. Taps 1981. I knew it was 80s. I didn't know when it was. Yes. Yes. Lunatic's mad at me. He goes, Taps, not the effing movie, the trumpet. So it was a trumpet. But people like the movie, dude. I'm just saying, people also like the movie. That's all. But yes, the trumpet is, yes. Taps put you to sleep. So yes. Liberty says, Larry, is your birthday tomorrow? It is.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yes, I will be doing a very special AMA tomorrow, my birthday AMA. I am not going to tell you how old I am. You can just tell. You can look. It's easy. I'll be 57 tomorrow. So yes, that's old. I know I look younger because I'm good looking, damn it, but that's okay. But
you got to invoke keto.
It's because keto is magic. That's the reason.
Keto is magic.
Yes, if it wasn't for the magic of keto, I would look like I'm 100. That's true. But since I use keto, which is magic, I look like I'm 25 now. I said 25. So yes. Anyway, Lita says, I remember Gung Ho, that movie. That's when everyone thought that the Japanese were going to take over the world. But I was living in Japan. They don't take over the world. I knew that. I knew they wouldn't take over the world. I knew that. They won't take over the world. That's not a thing. So yes. Phil says, I've been old longer than Larry. Oh, well, there we go. I like that. Yes. Yes. So, Kinsley says the old man's birthday's tomorrow. Get him a cane. I will need a cane. I know. Old ass man. It's true. Yes. Michelle's like, happy for the night. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, that's all good. So, all righty. Guys, I didn't do much promotion this show because I wanted to make sure that we were enjoying the time together. We don't do these all the time. I know we don't. So I really appreciate you guys who have been showing up and supporting the show. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. Here's what I am going to ask you all to do. Two things I'm going to ask you to do before we wrap this thing up. Click the button known as like. If you haven't clicked the like button, you hate Tom Cruise. Don't hate Tom Cruise. Did nothing to you. Don't be mad at him.
I do hate Tom Cruise, though.
Oh, damn it. Okay. then ooh, okay, that didn't work well.
He's
Some people do hate
elite.
Tom Cruise. It's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, I screwed that one up. Okay, click it or you don't hate him. There we go. Take that. There we go. Either way, click the button. Either way, please repost this or share this if you could. It's important to please do that if you would. I appreciate it. Every little bit does count. I want to ask you guys. You guys want to say anything before we wrap this up? You want to promote something, talk about something, say something? Daniel, anything?
Oh, just that if people want to keep in touch with me, you can find me on social media. The best place is just go danieldonnelly.net, danieldonnelly.net, and you'll find my social media links, my articles, my editorials. I just did one about OnlyFans, which we discussed it, or solo cooling devices.
Yeah, correct. Yes, solo cooling devices. Correct. Yes.
So you can find my work through that website.
There we go. You anything you want to talk about, John?
Nope, I'm all set.
There we go. All set. Andrea, anything?
Just if you want to have a good time and chat with me, then you need to become a member and come and watch Larry's shows, and you'll catch me in the chat.
It's true. This chat's amazing chat. You guys were talking more than we were talking, which is great. I'm happy about that. I love building this community. As I was saying, I know I was teasing, but I don't want these to only be parasocial relationships. It's why I do this in person. It's why I do this live. It's why I go out and meet people. That's why I do it. So yes. And Phil says, by the way, Dan's on Substack. That's true. He is. You can go on Substack and see him there. That's accurate. He is correct. Yes. Michael says, I thought Lyra was younger than me, but doesn't say much. 61. Well, I am younger than you. I am. It's true. Yes. So there we go. I do appreciate it. So guys, here's what I want to ask you to do if you don't mind. Afterwards, at the end of this, I do prefer, if you will, the algorithm loves when you comment after the live. When this is over, please comment. Tell me what you're disappointed in. What you're disappointed in, put it in the live or comment after this is over. When you do that, if you do that, then the algorithm loves it. That'll be amazing. And also remember, if you're watching this and this is not live, you're going to see a couple videos pop up. When those videos pop up, please watch them for at least 8 or 10 minutes. Click right on them right now if you can. Click on them because then YouTube says, oh, people love his stuff. They keep watching. And the algorithm loves that too. All right, guys, I will see you all very soon.
All right.